iteration of the tea, in which I actually didn't get any
The tea.
Shit,
So I didn't make any tea, but I found this in my refrigerator, some Arizona green tea. So I was like, I'll just drink this.
Fuck. I actually had some jasmine tea earlier, but all I have right now is I have a finished bottle of Ribena, and...
Of what?
Is this Budweiser still have beer in it?
Girl.
This is from last night.
Not the room temperature 10 weeks old beer. She's down
no,
bad.
it's like less than 24 hours.
She is down horrendous, trying to get every last drop out of this week-old room temperature beer. Okay. Tell me you're a degen without telling me you're a degen.
It tastes like shitty beer. That's all it tastes like. Well, I know Budweiser is shitty beer, but...
That makes sense. I mean... Shitty beer will taste like shitty beer, I guess.
It do just be tasting like shitty beer. I might put it in the fridge and save it later. We'll see. I'll make a shandy with it. But I actually didn't have tea. But I've already drank literally a teapot's worth of jasmine tea today. But that's not why we're here.
Do you have like gold eyeshadow on, by the way?
Yeah, I always do.
I love it. It looks so good. I wasn't sure if it was just the yellow lighting or if it was like, no, it looks good.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my new shit. So we have two meaty subjects to get into today. Two steaks, if
What's
you will.
in store for us?
So I would say that the Melee community has been blessed recently with SCL, the Summit Championship League.
The Melee community has been well fed as of late. Let me say that.
It's been great. So we've had, it is the 8th of May, so tomorrow is the week 4 of SCL. That'll be the last iteration until, I guess, unless they do it again.
Well, and then we have Summit 11, right? That was just announced.
Yes.
In person. So will this be the last, like, online Slippi?
I mean, like, hope not, though.
Slippi Summit event? Yeah, the events are so hype and, like, so fun.
Yeah.
And, like, just the format is so fun.
Yeah. And it's been nice looking for, like... So obviously Summit usually kind of does the voting, and you can get like a qualifier that they used to have in real life. But I do enjoy that they've been doing like, okay, you've got 4 weeks and then like the final week.
Right. It's like tournaments have always kind of been like, for so long they've been the same format, you know, like everyone goes and enters, you have pools, and then like top 64 or whatever, top 8. And so like having a new format of competition has been like a breath of fresh air in my opinion. It's been really fun and really exciting.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it in episode 1. And again, we apologize. By the time you see this, it'll probably be over. But
yeah,
I forgot what I was gonna say. I was about to say something. It was gone.
Oh no!
What the fuck did you just say?
I was talking about how like the different format for SCL has been like a breath of fresh air, and then you said like a month ago or something. You were like a couple months ago. I don't know.
I was gonna say something. It's gone.
It's okay. We'll move on.
No, it's been really good though. Like watching the 4 weeks, and we've obviously had the access to watching new players come up. So it's not just been you kind of like same old. A month ago, a month ago we were talking. Sorry, in the first episode of the Tea, we were talking about how the Smash World Tour didn't really give me like this hype, but SCL on the other hand has been giving me this hype. I am like, SCL, oh my god, Sunday's coming, baby.
Right, exactly, and there's drama, like the whole like relegation matches, like it's just so funny that players have like the power to like kick other players down a division or like out of the competition completely. It's like there's so much on the line. It's so dramatic. Like I love it. And there's been like a little Twitter beef going on between some of the players, like Ginger and Plub. So it's been juicy. It's been
so good. And obviously you and I last week watched a little bit. We were
that was a blast.
And stuff like that was really cool.
I haven't like watched a Melee tournament with other people in a very long time, so that was very fun.
But it's very nice to do. I like miss like that aura of like watching people and being like, sometimes you like don't 100% pay attention to the game, but you've got bets on, so sometimes you're just like, oh yeah.
Like when I beat you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Like when I beat you in that bet, when I won that bet. We won't talk about that though.
Was that Wizzy Mango?
Yeah.
Fucking, oh my god. The one time I bet on Wizzy Mango as a Mango fan, and fucking Wizzy beats him. You should have put odds on that.
Anyways, we'll get into that later. So
what we want to talk about is last week's SCL, which was amazing. And we are probably going to try and make some predictions for tomorrow's SEL. If you're watching this in like a month's time and we're wrong, let us know.
Then mind your business. But if we were right, then we're gods.
Then you can sub to us on Twitch.tv. I had all my predictions right last week, though. I predicted correctly right up until I thought KZ was going to win, and then I realized Polish had... We'll talk about it now, but yeah.
Yes, I have so much to say about Polish. All right.
Should we start there? We can start in the Peach Day.
Yeah, let's start... No, let's start... let's talk about Polish. I think we need to talk about Polish, because was the huge underdog. So I want to kind of start out with Levo. Is that how you say it?
Levo. Yeah.
Levo 14 was an SCL qualifier. The last one. It was like the day right before SCL. And Polish was like seeded 12th, I think. Polish, for anyone that doesn't know, used to go by the tag ambiguously Polish. And he's from MDVA, my region. Okay, I don't know if he's from MDVA originally, but he was in MDVA for like a very long time. Used to main Falco. And then kind of like, I think he kind of dual mained Falco and Peach. And then but then he like switched to Peach, and he's been a solo Peach main for a while now. And now he's living in the PGH region, like the Pittsburgh area. So Levo 14, Polish is seeded like 12th, and just goes on a massive losers run. Like, it was iconic. I tried to look up the bracket. It wasn't published on Smash GG or anything, so I don't know exactly who he beat, but he did beat like Magi. He beat None. He took a set off Lucky. Who else did he beat in Levo? I forgot. But yeah, he lost to None in winners, and then just started like beating everybody, and ended up getting second to Lucky. He beat Lucky in the first set in Grand, and then Lucky kind of steamrolled him in the second set. But we won't talk about that.
It'd be that way sometimes.
Yeah, it'd be that way sometimes. But it was just so good to see like a Peach main from that used to live in my region. And I mean, we all knew like Polish is cracked. Like, he's so good. And I think he's like, he wasn't competing for a while, but I think he's like kind of back now. So
yeah, so
super excited to see. Sorry, go ahead. I've been talking too much.
Sorry, no, you're good. I was just gonna say my first introduction to Polish was when he Peach dittoed Lard, I want to say, or he was playing at SmashCon when they had that really cool like circular. I think it was the last.
Right, SmashCon. He had a breakout tournament there, because that's when he beat Chu there. He got a lot of ices, I think, in his bracket.
He got into top 8 in general, right? Like,
yeah, he made a run.
So that was my first intro to him.
So this Levo, that was a summit qualifier, and so Polish qualified for SCL through this tournament, and then plays again the next day in SCL in a Peach Ditto against Kalamazoo. And Polish is very good at the Peach Ditto. I will say this Peach Ditto was not as hype as I pronounce Peach Dittos to usually be. But nevertheless, he beats Keizu game 5 in a pretty hype timeout. It was a dramatic timeout, though.
You're such a Peach main. I love it.
It was such a dramatic, like when he threw the turnip up in the air, and then like it comes down and hits Keizu, and like that was wild.
I think so. I'm a Peach Ditto fan. Because despite my hatred, so I'm a Moth, and I honestly, like, to Milo tell him all the time, like, I do not fucking like Peach.
Despite my like pure blinding hatred rage of this dumb bitch Peach.
Despite this actual bitch. No, so I hate playing against Peach. Like, I've never been a fan, but I've always liked watching Peach. I'm a KZ fan through and through. Again, I found out about Polish at SmashCon when he did make that top 8. And previously, I was like, oh yeah, Keizu's got this in the bag, no problem.
No.
And then I realized that Polish is from the East Coast, where it's like a fucking range of peaches, and peach dittos are like,
we have a lot here,
$3.99 there. Yeah. And then I tried to find a Keizu peach ditto on YouTube. Did not exist. Was not there. And the only peaches that are West Coast, I know there's Jamrun, who's like slightly like less well known, but
Jamrun's in Canada.
Oh, really? Apparently Jamrun is currently in the West Coast? That's what I was told. But
oh, really? I did not know that.
I could be wrong completely. But I was told the Jamrun was in the area. But then he also has Aura and Bladewise. Bladewise not as active as Bladewise used to be. Aura not quite the level of
Is Bladewise playing at all? Even I have not seen him in any brackets. I don't know.
I think so. I imagine probably a little bit on Slippi maybe, but the
Yeah.
Peach dominance is definitely more in the East Coast though, for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
So KZ on Monster against Spacies has 0 videos on YouTube against any of the Peach. So that's when
The
I was
drama.
like, fuck. To which obviously Polish came through with the Peach Ditto knowledge, and it was a good game. I
Yes,
enjoyed it.
it was such a close set too. They actually played previously. I don't know what tournament it was, but I think Polish 2-0'd KZU before.
Yeah,
So,
we looked that up like just before they played, right? I can't remember what it was.
right. But yeah, it was definitely such a nail biter set. For the Peach girlies, we were well fed.
Everyone else was like, Peach Ditto.
Literally.
I'm trying to think. So there was a few sets that night that really stood out to me too. Most of Moki sets were really interesting to watch. In fact, do you know what? Let me get up the.
Yeah, I just linked you the bracket if you want to look at it.
This is next week's bracket, right?
I linked both.
Oh, what's an angel? Okay, hang on. Hold the phone.
Wait, I think it linked the same one. Sorry. Okay, that's week 3.
Of course, I cannot open it without turning off our camera. Hang on. I'm going to pause briefly. Everyone, wait for it. And we're back. Okay, so now I have the thing. Season 2, week 3 matches. So... Oh my god, I forgot about a bunch of these matches. There were so many.
I know, they were so good too.
Okay, which was the Moki set with Johnny was really good. S2J. I really thoroughly enjoyed that one because that one was close. That was a game 5. Because there was a lot of 3-0s in last week. So Plep 3-0'd Ginger, SFAT 3-0'd Albert.
That was a gag too because Ginger and Plep were like low key beefing. I think on Twitter. Like, I forget what had gone on, but Ginger had sent something, and then I think Plup, like, kind of, like, low-key responded, but I don't think Plup was really serious, but it was still, like, a little, like,
what was it about?
A little shady. I don't even know, but they were talking about it on the commentary. But there was a little drama going into that set, and then Plup just, like, gave him the works. Plup gave him the works. It was not looking close.
Oh.
It was not looking good for Ginger.
It hits. Thoughts and prayers.
But yeah, Ben over Lucky was interesting to me. Ben's super on the come up, like super good cheek. He's very young too.
Yes.
And Lucky won. So this was Lucky's first game or first set. I guess only set because that was the Division 2 relegation.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Lucky play another set? I don't think. But
no.
so Lucky wins Levo, like we just talked about, and in that set against Polish and Grands, like he steamrolled him. He was looking so hot. And then Lucky wins game 1 against Ben. So I was thinking it was going to be like a 3-0, just like against Polish. But no, Ben, like, after losing game 1, won 3 straight games to take the set. So definitely good on Ben. He's definitely making strides, and I'm excited to see where he goes in the near future.
Yeah, I think I would like to, like, I don't want to invalidate Ben's win at all, because Ben's been taking names, but I feel like with Lucky as well, and I hate to say it, but Lucky can either be like the best player in the world, like top 5,
yeah, definitely,
or like maybe like a top 100.
Yeah, I get that. I would just from watching him like play in Levo, and then I thought he would just carry that momentum into the next day, but that wasn't the case, unfortunately.
Sadly not, no.
One of the best.
Go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go.
We were probably talking about the same one, but Cobalt Magi.
That's not the one I was going to say, but that works out because the one after that was the one I was going to talk about, so that's fine.
Cobalt Magi was honestly one of the best sets I've seen this year. Like, it was so like fast-paced, it was sickening. Like, they were both just like destroying each other. It was game 5. It was super, super close. Magi ended up edging it out game 5, and it was one of my favorite sets for sure.
Yeah, because it was like Magi won, then Col. It wasn't even like a Magi, Cobalt. Oh, who's gonna
right.
It was like Magi won,
forth.
Cobalt won, Magi won, Cobalt won,
right.
Magi won, and it was just like in that swing of like it's gonna be Magi. But yeah, that was amazing. That was actually such a good set. There was so many good sets. I want to talk about Soonsei and Nun. as well, because I was not expecting Sunsei to pull the bag out on Nun like that.
Literally, none of us were in the call. Like, when they started playing, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a quick 3-0 for Nun. Like, it'll be fine. And then Sunsei shut us up. Like, even game one, Nun won, but Sunsei was, like, in the lead for most of the game. I forget what happened, but I'm pretty sure Sunsei kind of choked it. So even at game one, I was like, oh, damn, Sunsei is kind of turning it out. And then Nun won. I was like, okay, like, Nun's gonna pick it up and, like, win 2 more games.
Do the Nun thing, yeah.
And then Sunsei just, like, lays it in. It was amazing.
It was great, and I think I'm like, Sunsei's obviously really good. Everyone knows the Sunsei's really good, but Sunsei has had a lot of matches in the past where like Sunsei is absolutely firing someone out, and then just goes and then just loses the entire set for no reason. And something that comes to mind is the Genesis set against Mewtwo King, where I remember I commentated that and I was like, oh my god, Sunsei's about to, like, he was like 3 stocks up on Mewtwo King. And then just fumbled the bag. And that was like a semi-common thing for Sunsei to do. I noticed there was a lot of matches where Sunsei was just perfect, and then he wasn't, and then he would like kind of choke it last minute.
Keeping composure is so difficult. I just want to say that, like, honestly, and like for these top players especially, like having stamina is so important. Yeah. And like you're like how you've been playing a video game for like hours and hours and hours, and you're supposed to like keep completely like all of your composure, all of your like fortitude. You gotta be so strong-willed. It's very, very impressive.
It's incredibly hard. I mean, like, you look at some of the top players that we've had for 10 years or so, and even then they still struggle with like the stamina aspect of it. So it's definitely not something that's like, oh, get better. Like, it's not easy, and like you're against other people who are like the same level as you, who may have managed their stamina a little better or are just naturally better at it. But Sunsei pulling the bag out and just fucking clutching the whole set was something. Just a solid 3 wins over Nun.
At one point, we'll have to talk about like tournament scheduling and have that be a bit on this segment on the podcast, because like that's a very hot topic. Like a lot of top players, rightfully so, they like kind of not complain, but they bring up the fact that like playing like 8 hours straight in like a day is like extremely hard and should not be how the tournaments run. But it's very difficult to like get all these matches in a matter of 1 or 2 days. But maybe we can talk about that in a future podcast.
Definitely. There's got to be a way to like replenish the player too, and there's got to be something about tournaments. I'll briefly touch on it real quick, but like it's funny how top players will like sit at home and play for like 8 hours a day against their friends and it's fine, but as soon as the tournament aspect of it and like the pressure comes in, then it's like, oh, it's like it's too much and the stamina hurts. So there's definitely like some more than physical aspect to it as well.
Right.
But let's go back to last week's SCL. So is there anything we didn't? Oh, Gatsu being Hungry Box. Also, that was
that was wild.
Relegation. But I think it was also low-key not a surprise, given the fact that Hungrybox isn't doing well.
Kind of down bad.
A little bit. Apparently, Hungrybox lost to someone called Harry Poggers, and when I found out the name, I
Wait, what? Why did you tell me that? I will never like
stop
laughing about that.
Like,
well, we should like
cooked.
We gotta talk about like Division 1 though, because like Wizzrobe beats Mango. We talked about that. This is the first time Wizzrobe beat Mango, right?
Yes, it is.
And I want to bet against Shelly on this.
Is that the only reason you wanted to bring it up? You fuck?
No, and then it was really funny. It's really funny because in this call that we had, my friend Captain Killam and I were just talking about how good Captain Falcon is and how like everyone thinks Falcon's bad, but no, Falcon is so good, and we don't think Falco is that bad of a matchup. And then everyone else in the call is like, y'all are so wrong, like what? And then Wizzrobe just comes in and beats Mango as soon as we're done saying all that. And then Wizzrobe comes in and beats Zane, which is also huge. I mean, I guess that's Zane's kind of struggled historically in this matchup. I personally think I think it's a bad matchup for Marth. I think Falcon beats Marth.
We don't want your agenda here, okay, Myra? We don't want your fucking
We won't go into that. But it was so funny when we're all in this call and I'm just like talking about how good Falcon is and they're all like, you're fucking crazy, like what? And then like Wizzy just comes in and
We will talk
wins the
about
whole
this. We
thing.
will talk about this in the podcast. But let's go into the match first. I am shook. Okay, so yes, as Milo was saying, we were hanging out, and I was like, of course Mango has this. It's like 69-0. There's no way. And yeah, sure enough, Wizzy 3-2's Mango. It's game 5.
It was such a funny like way to win too, because he literally got a get up attack into like running off the stage and catching Mango side B with the weak knee up air, and that was just a very funny way to end the set to me. I think Falcon's broken.
I think what hurt me most was not so much the loss, but the way the Twitch chats for the days afterwards, because they were like, "Oh yeah, Wizzy's like number 2 in the world now," and I was like, "He beat Mango once, one time," and they're like, "That's it, Wizzy's."
But then he also beat Zane. He also 3-1 SFAT, which was, I feel like they usually have very close sets.
Who's
and
this
then
there, sorry?
Mango,
Oh, SFAT,
yeah. And then, is Zane number 1 in the world right now? Who's the number 1 in the world right now? Zane/Mango?
I think so. Like Zane, it's probably like slightly more Zane. If not, like, I'd say, probably Zane or Mango, but
they've been, those
Zane.
two have been winning the SCLs, right? Was this the first time that somebody other than those two won SCL?
Well, there's only been the 4 weeks, so I think, Mango won the first one, Zane won the second one, Wizzy won the third one, tomorrow is the 4th. So
Gaga Tanzra. And tomorrow's for all the marbles.
It really do be for all the marbles. We are going to go into the bracket.
Yeah, maybe we should.
But I'd like to hear your Captain Falcon propaganda. I want to hear it. Let's
Falcon is literally, okay, Falcon is so good. Like, the 20GX Falcons have been telling us forever that Falcon's the best character, and we never believe them, but it's time to wake up, sheeple. Falcon is public enemy number 1. No, for real though, I think Falcon's such a good character. People want to say his recovery's bad. I don't buy into that. I think, like, from below the ledge, it's really bad, but when Falcon's up high, the fact that he's such a heavy character, he gets so many chances to recover, and he has, like, so many mix-ups. Or not so many mix-ups, but he has enough mix-ups to... Typically, if the Falcon isn't playing against, like, Spaceys, I guess, then I think he has a really good recovery. I think against Spaceys, he, like, gets edge guarded really hard, but...
Yeah, I guess you're comparing, like, Captain Falcon's recovery versus, like, Fox's recovery versus Marth recovery. Like, you're versing... If you're, like, comparing it to, like, Fox, Falco, Marth recovery, for example, then, like, I could see why people don't think it's good, because obviously he doesn't have much from below, but yeah, I agree with that. I don't disagree. I just don't know if he's public enemy number uno, you know? I just...
Well, my opinion may be a little biased, because the Falcon Peach matchup is not my favorite. But I do think Falcon is going to win more and more tournaments as time goes on.
I agree with that. I think that's fair. I think, like, a
we'll
lot
see
more
what
Moths
happens.
struggle with Falcon than...
Marth in particular, I think Falcon, like... I think it's either even or, like, Falcon slightly edges Marth out. And I think it's interesting how all these Foxes are picking up a pocket Sheik to deal with Marth, which I do also agree with. But maybe they should be picking up Falcon to deal with Marth. Who knows? Especially for, like, FD counterpicks. I think Falcon is really good against Marth on FD, as opposed to, like, Sheik hates FD, and I don't think that matchup's good for her anyway.
I feel... Okay, so I'm a very low-level player, so I'm not gonna...
I am too, but we can still have opinions.
I guess so. I just think, like, if I had to go against Sheik or Falcon, I would pick Falcon any day. But I guess I also have a bias because ever since the dawn of time, I've played literally only against Fox and Falcon. Like, they've been my main 2 practice partners. Like, I used to practice with 2 people from Wales. They were Fox and Falcon. Then I moved up here. My main 2 practice partners, Fox and Falcon. Like, so I'm used to the Falcon matchup, and I still lose it. Don't get me wrong, but, like, I just... Once you know the little things against Falcon, he definitely has, like, stuff on you. He can just run up to you and knee you and good night. But he definitely doesn't have to work as hard as Marth in that matchup. But I still think Marth wins it. I just don't think he has to work as hard. Maybe.
Interesting.
That's my hot take. That's my hot take. If you disagree, comment below.
Yeah, let us know what you think about Falcon in the comments.
Okay, so let's talk about next week.
Tomorrow.
Yes. So tomorrow is season 2, week 4. Let's have games. Okay. Oh god. Okay. There's some
The drama.
really interesting
All
matches.
of these sets are gonna be so fire. Like,
should we start from the bottom and
Sure.
go up? Okay. So losers bracket. We'll have a look at first. Sunsei Hungry Box. I got Sunsei, honestly.
I got Tuesday. Period.
I
mean,
think when Hungry Box
it's
is
so
losing to,
weird,
Harry
like-
Poggers.
And Hungry Box just lost to Blue's Clues too.
Who the fuck is
Blue's Clues is a Peach main. Been getting pretty good lately. He's been getting really good results. I forget. I don't know where he's from. I think I don't want to say West Coast, but I don't know. But yeah, I just saw another Peach, which brings up the Peach Puff matchup, which we can talk about in another podcast. But yeah, Blue's Clues 3-1 Hungry Box. So Hungry Box kind of down bad right now. We'll see what happens. I think Sunsei is gonna eat is gonna eat him up, but we'll see.
Okay, so here's my take on Hungry Box Sunsei though. This is like week 4, like the big marbles, like you said, and providing Sunsei doesn't like choke and like keeps it pretty strong and heavy, we're counting out the clutch box in these moments.
Clutch Box.
Our clutch god, our Lord and Savior, clutch god. I
Not
think
clutch
like
god.
if he really wants to win and has been practicing, it's a Hungry Box win without a doubt in my mind. And his bracket would be relatively easy on the way up to
So
winners.
my thing is, like, I feel like we keep saying this about Hungry Box, and it hasn't been the case. Like, at
the
least in this
potential is there though, is what I'm getting.
in this online era, like, people keep saying, like, every time there's been some drama about like Hungry Box getting like invited to like or getting included in these like SCL sometimes because he hasn't really been qualifying, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
But he would still get like invited to be in Division 2, and like people would get upset. I think rightfully so. But then people always say like, "Come on, it's Hungry Box. Like he's gonna perform when it matters." And sometimes that just does not happen. And like I don't know, people keep want to hold on to this thing like, no, like Hungry Box is the god and he's gonna like clutch box it out. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
This is gonna be like a take that I don't think many people will like, but I really do miss peak Hungry Box as a player, because there was something about, and we were discussing this on Sunday, there's something about, even if you're not a Hungry Box fan, there's something about watching your favorite player beat Hungry Box at his prime. Like if your favorite player
That's
beats
true.
Hungry Box at like this, like Hungry Box at the current
Yeah.
level kind of sucks. So if
That's
like
a special
someone
kind of
beats it-
magic.
yeah, exactly. Like even if you're not a Hungry Box fan, you're like, oh my god, yes, Zayn Hungry Box Grand Finals, but
And it
Hungry
helps
Box is
that,
really
like,
scary.
It helps
Ugh.
that people just love to see a puff main like lose.
I mean, yeah, true.
People love to see someone beat a puff, let's be honest. And so
People
when
love
Hungry
that
Box
shit.
was like at the top and no one could beat him, like someone being an underdog against him and went, "Ooh, do you hear that thunder?"
I do. Was that you? Like on your end?
Yeah, it's right. It's like thundering really bad. Anyway. But yeah, so like someone an underdog against Hungry Box when he was at his prime, and like it's also like beating a puff main. It was very, very hype.
Yeah, it like puts your heart in your mouth. Whereas if I went to Genesis 9 or whatever, whichever one's next, and then I see Hungry Box Zayn Grand Final somehow, but Hungry Box is playing at this level, I don't care. But if Hungry Box is playing Prime, I'm like, oh boy,
Right,
you're gonna have a set. Like I
right,
miss Hungry Box as a
right.
competitor in this game. I do. And if it takes me watching Hungry, again, I don't hate Hungry Box as a player. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind Puff. You know, I'm one of the minorities who doesn't Puff doesn't bother me. But if I have to take as a Mango fan Hungry Box winning a couple to make the sets more interesting, I'll take those. I'll take those. I'm happy with that.
No, definitely.
So that's my hot take. But yeah, that said, I think Sunsei's probably got it in this era. So, Magi Ginger, the Falco Ditto, one of the weirdest dittos in the game.
Yeah. So I think. Sorry, I need a drink.
Take your tea. I'm gonna sip my half drink here.
So I don't know if this was last time they played. I'm not but I do remember watching a Magi Ginger set where I think Magi won the first 2 games,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ginger came back in reverse 3-0'd her. So I think in general Ginger is the favorite. I think Ginger's ranked higher and has been performing better in tournaments. But I do think Falco Doodles can totally go either way. They're very volatile. And it'll be a fire set for sure. I think I got Ginger winning, but Magi, I don't know, Magi is definitely a treat to watch because like I feel like with Magi she always has that like sliver of chance where she'll just like fucking go off and like you won't be expecting it.
She has like the upset potential for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely.
Yeah, that's what makes it interesting. Like like Ginger's definitely the favorite, but if Magi starts
But there's that
off,
chance where like Magi could just like I just know it.
Thoughts and prayers. If we just put a bet on it just to guarantee Magi's
Right.
ascending. So even just looking at those two bottom matches at the moment, so it was Magi Ginger, Sunsei Hungrybox, and those two like bracket into themselves, which means say it's like oh wait, there's losers to this as well. We'll go into it in a minute. We'll predict in a minute. Polish Albert.
So I was thinking a lot about this. Polish very good at the Falco matchup. Polish beat Magi at Levo. I do think so. If we remember, like Albert's first like break, it's like hailing at my house. Oh my god. Anyway, so Albert's first like breakout tournament was a net play tournament, if I remember correctly, and I think he used to live in Texas.
I thought it was
anyway.
LTC 7 when he beat Hungrybox.
Was that was a net play tournament though? I think.
No, LT7 was IRL.
No way. I definitely remember being a net play tournament. I'm like so sure. What?
That might have been first. I mean, it might have been first, but when I found out about him, it was when he beat Hungrybox at LTC 7, which was in Texas. But whether or not he broke it before on netplay.
Wait, you know
I'm
what?
not sure.
Maybe it wasn't netplay. Maybe was LTC 7 run on monitors? I think that was it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're right. So it was run on monitors.
Yes.
So there was like, oh, does this result count because it was run on monitor? Yada yada. But anyway, so Albert clearly shows can handle himself against the best floaty mains in the world. And that's really important for a Falco to be able to handle the floaty matchups because they can be very hard for a Falco if they don't play the matchup card. So I think Albert definitely has it in him to beat Polish, but I am going to put my money on Polish.
And why is that? Please tell me.
Because I couldn't ever bet against a Peach main, especially one that lived in my region.
I think that's actually I don't know. I actually don't know who I've got for Polish Albert, if I'm completely honest. It super depends, I feel, actually, on how Albert's playing. I feel like Polish is usually pretty consistent with how Polish plays. That said, if Albert's having like a knockout day, then Albert can do it. If Albert plays kind of like last week, so last week Albert was playing fine, but he in moments was a little shaky, which I think Polish would capitalize on in a heartbeat because Polish is pretty good at that.
I think it'll be a very, very good set either way.
Yeah, I think that's a one to watch for sure.
I think Falco Peach is such like a interesting matchup.
Go on.
I just think I don't know like how it's evolved over time. Like Armada like kind of never lost to like Falcos, and then like Dr. PP like PPMD came along, and like I think people thought like Peach like destroyed Falco, and then PP kind of like changed that narrative because he kind of like started flipping on Armada, and yeah, I think people think that like some people think that Peach just like destroys Falco, but it's definitely not the case. And if the Falco plays the matchup right, then Falco can totally shut down Peach.
Yeah.
So
and it's like one of the matchups we've watched like for a few years too, because it was always the grand finals of like Armada Mango. That was like quite a common one to see.
Well, I think Mango would usually go Fox, but
so yeah. But there was a point where he would go Falco also. But
yeah, like a bit later.
Yeah. Ben S2J.
I don't know.
I think that's a coin flip. It's really a coin flip at this point.
It's so weird. Like we're so used to like people there. I feel like we're used to there usually not being many upsets in Melee. Honestly, for a very long time, I feel like upset potential was not very high for most sets. But literally looking at all these sets, I'm like, Well, it could go either way. I don't know, and I mean, that's a testament to how many resources there are now available to people to improve at such a faster rate. People like Ben are just super on the come up.
I agree.
Who knows?
Who has Ben beaten so far in the SCL? So he's beaten Lucky.
Yes.
Who's he beaten in the last few weeks?
I don't know specifically in SCL.
I feel like Ben I do believe Ben's insane. I do. But I do think Ben is capitalizing on the inconsistency of the really, really good players. So like Lucky's an inconsistent player for sure.
Ben beat Kodoran,
Okay.
which was Sheikmar.
Sheikmar, yeah. Which is like a 90-10 matchup in Sheik's favor, so I mean that's not Kodoran's
Shut
fault.
up. I also do think Sheik beats Marth. Well, I don't know if it's beats Marth, but I don't know. I think Sheik is a good
Sheik
matchup against Marth.
100%. That's Marth's only losing matchup. IMO.
Plus Falcon. So yeah, I don't know how many SCLs Ben has been in besides that one where he beat Kodoran.
I could be forgetting someone, but I do think Ben is beating the inconsistent players at the moment. And again, it's not because I don't think Ben's good. I just think a lot of the people who have lost to him are kind of shitty on some of their days, with respect to the players. But I don't know. I feel like S2J has a consistency. I think that he just badly.
If I'm betting, I'm putting my money on S2J, I think, but it can definitely go either way. Especially in a matchup like Sheik Falcon. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they both just destroy each other. Like, if you get... It's like matchups like that where if you get like one opening, you can just kill him off it. Like consistently do that, then it can really just go either way, you know? Whoever's getting that one... Whoever's like slightly edging out the neutral is just going to win it, you know?
Yeah, I feel...
So we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like Johnny's probably got it, but again, yeah, who really knows with any of these matches in SEL anymore? Like, Wizzy say who beat Mango, I'm just... and Zane, who knows anymore? Fuming!
It's the era of the Falcon, I'm telling you. Wake up.
Sheeple. Okay, and then in the winners bracket, so losers bracket, just to recap, is Ben and S2J, Polish and Albert, Magi and Ginger, Sunsei and Hornbucks. And then in the winners bracket, we have IBDW Moki, Zane Gatsu, Mango Plurp, Wizzy Esfat. So let's start from the bottom. So we've got IBDW Moki.
What a set that'll be. I got IBDW, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think Moki is the strongest in the Fox Ditto, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I think IBDW is like coming with a vengeance. There was also, I feel like, some drama with IBDW. I say drama all the time, but it's like very like minor like beef. I just call everything drama. But I think like, cause S2J, didn't he say something about like how he's probably like higher than IBDW, or he was like, I'm probably like 3rd or 4th in the world right now, and then IBDW was like, wait, what about me? And then that's why the IBDW S2J set from last week's, from week 3, they played, I believe, and it was like kind of some beef around it, made it hype, and IBDW beat S2J. So I think IBDW in this tournament has something to prove. I think he's going to come back with a vengeance, and I see him taking this.
I do too. I think so too. And if anyone follows IBDW on Twitter, Twitch, any of those things, you'll see that IBDW has been playing himself out into burnout. This man has not stopped playing. So I do think he definitely does have something to prove. I think IBW is kind of just sick of not being slept on as much, but like I feel like IBW wants to be like recognized in the scene as like one of the best, and he is one of the best. So why aren't we treating him as such? Why?
I think it's just as of late, I feel like, I'm not sure if he wasn't entering many tournaments, or if he took a little break. But I'm not sure if it was because of his internet or something, but I think right now in particular, he really wants to make the point, like, I'm back. I'm that bitch.
I'm trying to see that, honestly, because he deserves it, honestly. There's no one at the moment I feel who works as hard as IBDW in Melee. I really don't. So,
I feel that.
Zane Gatsu.
Ooh.
I think I got Zane. To be honest.
I think we got Zane, but I don't know.
Maybe.
I I mean, Gatsu just beat Hungry Box. Zane just lost to a Falcon last week. You never know what could happen. All it takes is one grab from.
Yeah, but Guts' Falcons. I was gonna say Guts' Falcons. But it's it's weird.
I've always thought Gatsu is so good. Like, Gatsu's, I've definitely been like, obviously a well-known top player for a very long time now.
Yeah.
I think even of recently, he's like starting to rapidly improve again. Even from like where he was already like a very, very high player. I think he's like even getting better from now. So I don't know. I could definitely see it going either way. If I'm betting, I put my money on Zane because I would not bet against Zane. But
true.
But yeah.
And Zane's probably been working the matchup over the past week as well, like losing to Wizzy and probably doing some analysis. Mango Plup.
I never want to bet on a Mango Plup game ever. I never have any idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think it depends.
Honestly, I have Plup. I think Plup has also something to prove. He wasn't like, I feel like he wasn't playing Melee as much lately, or like wasn't entering a lot. But I think he's back now.
Who do you think would Plup play? Fox or Sheik here? I don't know when the last time they played was. I actually.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't think. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I feel like Plup hasn't really been entering stuff lately.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he'll go Sheik.
Sheik Falco.
Yeah, I think so.
Obviously, I have Mango, the goat. Obviously, but I mean, yeah, I could see it too. I mean,
their sets are so weird because like. I feel like most of the time it literally looks like Plup's gonna win, and then Mango just like pulls like a nutty 0-to-death out of nowhere and like somehow clutches it out.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
I'm probably excited for, because we were saying about the losers bracket. Like, I'm pretty excited for Ben, S2J, Polish Albert. In fact, I'm pretty hyped for all of them, but I think Mango Plup is gonna be the one that I'm just like hyper watching.
Definitely.
They're always good sets, regardless of who wins.
Right.
And last week's winner, Wizzrobe versus SFAT. I think I have Wizzrobe.
I think I have Wizzrobe too. But you can never count SFAT out, you know? He's literally probably the most consistent player, like, ever. SFAT. I have such a respect for SFAT. I think so. He's been, like, consistently, like, top 10, top 20 for how long? And, like, I don't know. He's, like, he's always just been, like, that one player, I feel like, sticks to his game plan. I don't think he gets like really upset that often by like players a lot worse than him.
I agree. He like loses to the right people and he wins to the right people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree
with that. And I don't know. He's like, I think he has very strong like mental fortitude.
Yes.
And so for that reason, I never know. Like SFAT could definitely win it, but we'll see. I definitely think I have Wizzy. I would put my money on Wizzy.
I think like this also might be a bad take, but I actually don't. I wanted to know the reason that SFAT does the jumps in between, and this isn't like a making fun of him thing. Like, if you want to like jump around in the middle of the set and stuff, that's cool. I get like it keeps the blood
like
going
dancing thing.
Yeah, and I get that it keeps the blood going, and it's like good, and that's like his new thing. But like I feel like could be concentrating way too much on like jumping around and getting the blood going instead of like you know how people take like a moment during set and they're like, I need to do like I don't know.
Yeah,
I just feel like
they
I
meditate. Like when Armada was playing as Leffen and like he like got 4-stocked by Leffen and then like meditated and then like 4-stocked Leffen right back. I think so. I like Paragon or something.
Yeah, and
that set was iconic.
I feel like the concentrating of exercise during the set could be hindering him, and I that could be wrong also.
Maybe.
That could just be a take, but I just think like definitely do some exercise before the set. But I feel like jumping around kind of like mid-set and then like getting back into it and like not just having the moment to be like, right, do this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a fan.
It's kind of like, I mean, you can't really speculate like how he personally like feels and maybe exercising helps him focus better. I don't know.
100%.
There's probably some science behind it, or Coach Bobby is like looking into it or something.
Love Coach Bobby. If Coach Bobby, if you're ever watching this, I actually do want to know. I'm not trying to be mean. I do want to know.
Let us know in the comments.
Subscribe. No, I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of wish that I could understand it, I think. more than anything.
Mhm.
I don't hate it. That was probably the right word, but I want to understand it. And like whether it actually helps or hinders his
Yeah, what's the secret? I want to know.
mental performance.
I'm gonna start doing it.
Start jumping around after like double sets and stuff like that, just like keeping the blood flowing. Yeah, no, I'm definitely a fan of the breathing and the taking a big glug of water. That's my mid-set thing.
Right.
So.
All right.
I can't really show the bracket because it'll mess things up. But who do you have for winning this week?
Like overall,
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing. I don't know. I think I have. Okay, I either have Zane, obviously. I think it's gonna be hot take. I think it's gonna be Zane or Plup.
I was kind of thinking Plep too. Yeah, because I was looking at this top winners bracket. So it's Wizzy, Esfa, Mango, Plep, and that kind of like leads into each other. So say Wizzrobe wins that on favourites alone, and say it's either going to be Mango or Plep, right? So it's either going to be Mango and Wizzrobe, which things are shaky now that Wizzrobe's taking a game. But if Plep beats Mango and then it's Plep Wizzy, I do think Plep can take it over Wizzy.
Right.
Which leads us into probably Zane over Gatsu and probably IBDW. So Zane, IBW. Zane's probably going to win there. Unless IBDW's been mad grinding the Marth Fox matchup.
Or is IBW going Sheik?
Oh, is IBDW?
I'm pretty sure he picked up a Sheik. I mean, I'm not positive he would play the Sheik already in SCL, but I think he's been practicing a Sheik.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. I mean, maybe. But I still think Zane's got it over IBDW's like 4-month Sheik or
Yeah,
Fox.
definitely. I would agree.
Which either leaves us, so it's either going to be Wizzy, Plup. Well, yeah, basically the top part of this bracket I'm looking at now, it's probably going to be Mango, Plup, Wizzy versus Zane. Can Zane beat Wizzy, Mango, and Plup? Probably. But... yeah, there's a solid like 4 winners here. I think Mango against Plup is maybe the biggest coin flip of the entire.
I think that set has very large implications for how the bracket will go.
I completely agree.
on a large scale.
Yeah, I 100% agree. All right, so that's our predictions. If we are wrong, when you see this later on,
then mind your damn business. Keep walking.
If my heart says Mango, my money says Mango's not gonna take that shit from last week. I'm gonna say Mango's had enough of people telling him the Wizzies washed him out. So I'll take Mango. That's gonna be my prediction as a.
That's the magic of Mango. We all know the second you start like
doubting him.
Doubting Mango, thinking he's washed, which he's obviously not washed at all. But like the moment
Wow.
that thought creeps in, Mango just comes in and like destroys people. It's very magical.
That's who I got. So you got Zane. Was that who you got? Or Plup?
Yeah, I have Zane with a hint of Plup.
A splash of Plup.
Yeah, a sprinkle of Plup.
I have a sprinkle of Plup too.
Plup could definitely. I'm feeling the magic, the energy around Plup. I don't know. The universe, something in the universe is telling me Plup. We'll see how it goes.
Oh Lord. Okay, so we have 10 minutes of our beautiful voices left. So we are gonna cut the SCL chat there. I think that we've talked about enough of the SCL.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was like we had a lot to get into. SCL's been so hype. I love it.
The biggest sirloin steak of our podcast this week.
Right.
So this week, me and Milo came up with the idea of if you could roast Smash Twitter. So we're gonna roast Smash Twitter.
Right.
And dear God, I don't know. We have some things to say. So Milo, if you can roast.
There's a lot.
Smash Twitter. What do you roast?
The first thing I say is stop fucking platforming shitty people, shitty abusers that have been banned from the community for the time being. Like, and people that like drama alert people that like try to like make content around like things they should not be making content around and are just doing it to like get clicks and views and make money off it. Like, stop giving these people attention. Stop trying to dunk them with quote tweeting. That's just what they want. Stop getting them more follows. Unfollow them, block them, and just keep walking. Like look the other way and keep walking and stop giving them attention. That's my my roast of the day.
I have to agree. Do you know what? Funnily enough, I was talking on stream yesterday about do you remember? So it's like not exactly Smash Twitter related, exactly, but do you remember when there was a girl? I think her name's Invader V, and she did like this whole thing on her Twitch where she was like, "Oh, if you don't have enough money to sub to me, why are you on Twitch? Get a job." And like people were like,
"Yes, wait, okay. First of all, I'm sorry, but that girl's iconic."
But
she's the same one that made that was like she. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't she the same one that then in one of her streams she was like, the aliens aren't contacting us, the animals are leaving, it might just be you and me.
I think that is the same girl. I think.
I quote that video all the time. I think that's the funniest shit I've ever seen. But anyway, yeah, I mean that take she had was terrible, obviously.
Well, I mean, whether you like the take or not, whether you like her stream or not, basically
she does live in our heads rent free. I'll give her that.
We are talking about her now. No, so when she said that and she had that take, there was a lot of people who were like, "Oh, terrible take. It's people like this ruining Twitch. It's people like this. Quote tweet, quote tweet, quote tweet." And she can get her bag. I don't care what she does. But all of that hate and sheer hatred was sent her way. But my God, she got so many more followers.
Exactly.
So many more subs.
No publicity is bad publicity. Like, why do you think people like Tommy Lauren and like Kate Bennett, like these shitty people, like continue to put out these like nuclear bad takes that get dunked on by Twitter? Because that's what they're they literally are like relevant because they get this engagement on their posts. Like no bad, like all engagement is good engagement. Like that's what they want. So stop falling into the trap. Yeah. It pisses me off. Like I think I follow the right people because like a lot of times these shitty people like won't even be put on my timeline at all, and I'll have to like look it up, and then like I'll hear about it and like end up looking up like what's going on. But just like y'all stop giving them the time of day, please. I beg of you.
What I learned recently also is like people will quote retweet and say, "Oh, this person sucks." And that obviously gives them engagement. And you'll be surprised, people will follow them after you turn around to everyone on your followers list and tell them that they're a terrible human being. But even when you take a screen cap and then put it to your Twitter and be like, okay, I'm not going to give them the engagement, I'm just going to talk about them. But talking about them even then with just the screen cap is going to be like, people are like, oh, well, who is this person? I'm going to check out the Twitter myself. They get the profile clicks, they get promoted on different people's Twitter. They have their YouTube's clicks, drama. Just ignore them. Just like, what's that thing? What's that character where like you ignore it and it goes away? What is it? There's a lot of characters like that in like animation.
I don't know.
There's a thing where you like literally just ignore it. And Freddy Krueger. You ignore Freddy Krueger and he goes away. It's the same thing. I don't know. Which is hard to do because honestly, I struggle to shut the fuck up on Twitter when there's things that I see that I hate.
I mean, we all do.
I really do. But like, when you see those people getting more followers, more subs, more this, more that, because you decided to tell everyone that they're a piece of shit, like, just let pieces of shit roll with other pieces of shit. It'd be that way.
Right, and like, leave it like, I don't know, definitely like for each situation, there's obviously nuance, and like some situations, some voices will matter a lot more than other voices. Like, for an example, for like abuser from the Smash community that's been like banned, and the topic is like him coming, or I won't say him, but like a person coming back. It's like voices of like, I guess like women that would be the main harm, or would be at the most harm of like an abuser coming back. Like their voices will matter over like random Smash Twitter user, like, I don't know. You know what I'm getting at? Like, not everyone needs to voice their opinion for every issue. It's just like a lot of it's even performative, I think. Like people will just like try to dunk on like this one person to get like clicks themselves, and I don't know.
Yeah. I think yeah, I mean, like, also if you see, like you were saying, like, if an abuser's trying to come back into the community and their fans are like, oh, yeah, it's great to have you back. Like, that person has, like, 3 followers and, like, is not relevant. It's not going to help their case. And
right.
Just don't bother. It's not worth it. She says she'll probably do the same thing next week. But, yeah, it's hard. But remember, these people just don't exist in your real life community. They don't exist in your friend group. They don't exist. Just pretend.
Yeah, let them go do their growth outside the community.
Yeah.
And then
Fucking roast them. Yes. If I had
that's all I have to say on the matter. I don't want to like go too far into it, but
yeah, we're like semi running out of time. We have like 5 minutes, but if I had to roast the Smash community, or not the community, but Smash Twitter, I would say, I don't know. I have no idea. I think you actually kind of hit the nail on the head with what is annoying me about
go drink
Smash
some water.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, okay, actually I will roast Smash Twitter. Take a few days off Twitter. Honestly.
Absolutely.
Take some days off because God, my brain.
Go touch some grass.
Yeah, and I mean it with respect. I love you.
Go
all.
drink some water. So I mean I've been chronically online way too much. Like definitely during the pandemic that made things a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
But I recently put a 1 hour time limit on my phone restriction for Twitter, and it's helping me a lot. It's like my screen time's going down. I'm feeling some serotonin again.
Yeah, I just think like
So.
I was thinking about it, and I was talking to Brandon about it, and I was saying there was 2 days that I was on Twitter just arguing with people like, no, you're a fucking idiot, this, that, and the other, and I actually spent fucking hours for 2 days just talking about it, and I was like,
It's exhausting.
yeah, and I was also like, you know what? I'm trying to be like an actress one day. I probably could have like learned some monologues in this time. I could have cooked myself a healthy meal. I could have done some exercise, but instead I spent my actual worthy time on people who are completely worthless that I don't know, that I'll never interact with ever. And the more I started like just going online and like I bought some clothes, I made some food, got Just Dance, and I was like, God, this feels so much better than being on a community online that isn't actually my community anyway, because the people online aren't even the community that I hang out with at IRL events. So I took some days off, and honestly, just take a couple of days off Twitter and just do the thing that you want to do. Do you have a career you're going for? Do you have friends you need to see? Family? Go fucking do that. Stop.
Yes, call your mother. It's Mother's Day tomorrow. Call your mother.
Oh, in the US. I don't know when it is here, but call your mother. Like, just don't forget what is important in your life. And I'll tell you what it isn't. It's not people on Twitter. It's not people who are fucking stupid on Twitter. It's things in your real life. So don't get lost in the sauce. That's my roast.
That's a great, way to send off. That's a great message, Shelly. I love that.
Anyway, we're glad that you wasted an entire hour listening to our podcast.
No. Now go touch some grass.
I mean, you can listen to us while you're outside mowing the fucking lawn or something. The good thing about podcasts is you can just listen to it in the background.
That's what I do. That's what I do with podcasts. Like when I'm working in my lab, I just put on a podcast, and that's the best time to. Whenever you're working, I think that's the best time to listen to a podcast. Honestly.
I agree. Just when you need that background noise to soothe that anxiety.
Absolutely.
With that, I think that was a perfect time to end. We're technically 2 minutes early, but that's not a problem. You got those 2 minutes. You know what? Do something with those 2 minutes. Do something.
This is our gift to you. The gift of time.
There's your 2 minutes, baby. Go and do something great. I've been Shelly. This has been Milo. And we will catch you next month.
Next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.